A lifetime of memories are stored inside of the body-mind with the sole purpose of navigating existence from the inside out, most of which occurs beyond awareness. Most memories are unconscious memories carrying patterns of feeling, emotions, movements, and responses. And these dictate over 80% of decision making. 80% of decision making all of the time, assuming that the prefrontal cortex is fully engaged and you're fully lucid, making conscious awareness to the best that you are capable of the moment. And if there's decreased awareness or decreased intentionality, then it could actually be more than 80%. But about 80% of decision making, as neuroscience has discovered, is dictated by unconscious memories, implicit, emotional, and procedural memories. Procedural memories carrying patterns of approach and avoidance, action patterns, survival responses, learned motor skills. These things are dictating our decisions. These things are dictating the emotional responses are coming from emotional memories beyond awareness. A lifetime of memories. The texture that you felt when you were 6 months old. That one time that you cried and no one came when you were 2 years old. That one time that XYZ, XYZ, XYZ. That one time you were lost in the store for 5 minutes when you were 4 years old. That one time that someone said something mean to you. That one time that you were picked last for a team, that one time that you were forgotten at the bus stop, that one time that there wasn't a seat for you on the bus and you were all awkward and everybody stared at you, and that the 30 seconds, that 1 minute, those 5 minutes where attachment needs were not met. All of those experiences, a lifetime of memories, are stored in the body-mind, and they are navigating existence from the inside out beyond awareness. So every instinctive perception and judgment and conclusion and story and gut response and somatic response and perceptual awareness and all of these things, those choices that you make, what you reach for, what you approach, what you avoid, what you turn away from, survival responses, somatic responses, verbal responses, emotional responses, perceptual dialogue responses. The navigation of our existence from the inside out is coming from a lifetime of memory stored in the body-mind, the majority of which is far beyond anything the conscious mind can actually know about. You can't reach inside of your body-mind and say, oh yeah, I see how all of these trillions of energetic pathways have content and connectivity that are affecting my existence from the inside out. Yeah, I have complete awareness about the content and connectivity of trillions of energetic body-mind pathways. That's not possible. You can't go in and say, wow, yeah, I see directly the unconscious, emotional, and procedural memories that are affecting my navigation beyond awareness. I totally understand why I had that emotional response because of these unconscious emotional memories from 15 years ago that were never processed. You can't go in and just be aware of it like that. You can't go in and just immediately perceive it. You can't go in and just be like, yeah, I get it. I see it. It's right there. I have full awareness of it. And if you want to rewrite them, that's also another pretty tricky task, because if you can't directly reach them, how do you resculpt them? And if they've been so profoundly created because they were created from an experience and then they've been navigating life for maybe decades beyond awareness, then that's like a lot of data that's like really strongly existing in like a big part of the body-mind, right? How do you resculpt something that you can't reach into? How do you resculpt something that you don't have direct awareness of? How do you rewrite something that's affecting you in such a profound way that you actually wouldn't know who you are without that? If you didn't have instinctive body-mind navigation, who would you be? Okay. And on a deeper level, you would be who you really are, which is pure consciousness, independent of human individuation. But without the body-mind navigation, there wouldn't be an ability to navigate the human experience. And I know this very well because there was actually a point in the journey where there was awareness of pure consciousness, but complete amnesia of my entire life. So there literally was no body-mind navigation. There was awareness of infinite awareness, but there was no body-mind navigation to navigate life. So I'm speaking from really personal experience. Okay, so you need the body-mind navigation, but you also don't want a lifetime of memories to dictate who you are, how you experience things. Especially if how you have experienced life isn't the way you want to continue experiencing life. If there have been moments of unfulfilled attachment needs and parts of you don't feel seen and loved and safe and secure and supported and connected and respected and embraced, you don't feel like there's opportunity and space to just be your true self. If you don't feel that because of these past moments of unfulfilled attachment needs that have created memories that now have navigational patterns that are affecting your experience from the inside out beyond awareness, then you don't want the way that this lifetime of memories is stored in your body mind to dictate how you experience your existence moving forward. Okay? So now we're in two quandaries, if you will, a little dilemma here. Okay? So how do you explore trillions of body-mind networks that have content and connectivity from an entire lifetime of experiences, but most of which is stored unconsciously? So even if you're consciously aware of every experience you've ever had, that's like a teeny tiny fraction of all the actual memories, because most of them are unconscious, carrying navigational patterns that have nothing to do with past experiences, but everything to do with navigating your existence here and now and moving forward. Okay? So how can you go in there and be like, oh yeah, I'm going to totally just explore the exact content and connectivity in trillions of body-mind networks? Okay? That's our first question here. Our second question is, how do you rewrite them? How do you rewrite trillions of body-mind networks? How do you resculpt content and connectivity in trillions of body-mind networks? How do you go in there and do that? And maybe there's one region of data that has navigational patterns that contribute to an implicit health challenge, and you want to just rewrite those. You don't need to rewrite your whole life. You just want to rewrite the ones that are causing this chronic pattern of, anxiety or depression or insomnia or obsessive compulsions or eating disorders or PTSD or, traumatic responses or stress responses or whatever it might be, okay? You just want to resculpt this one region. Your lifetime of memories, it can stay there. It's doing all right. You just want to resculpt this one region. But even then, it's a whole region of data that's carrying unconscious patterns beyond awareness. So how do you resculpt it? Whether you're resculpting one region, and one region is more than one pattern, by the way. There's different ways of discussing the organization of this. There's patterns, an individual pattern, like I approach the refrigerator and I open the left door with my right hand first or something, okay? There's individual patterns of navigation, but then there's regions of navigational patterns that have many, 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 many patterns that have specific styles of connection. They have all this content of information and they have a specific style of connection, okay? So how do you sculpt a region of navigational patterns, or how do you sculpt all navigational patterns in all trillions of body-mind networks that have information from all of your life experiences or anywhere in between? Those are the two questions. And those two questions are exactly what my work effectively and enjoyably achieves. Every single one of my offerings has a different piece, a different coming in to answer one or both of those questions from different angles and in distinct ways. And so if you would like to explore the content and connectivity flowing throughout trillions of body-mind networks that have navigational patterns that are affecting existence from the inside out, everything from thoughts, feelings, responses, movements, habits, perceptions, feelings, to affecting the regulation of various brain-body systems, and so much more, impacting how the divinity of consciousness flows through body-mind structures and experiences the human life, the human form. And number two, the thing that we're answering here through this work is, how do you resculpt it? How do you rewrite it? How do you transform it? How do you transmute it? How do you take the content and connectivity that exists and be like, no, I want this to have different information that connects in different ways so it can navigate my life differently, please. And the way that you do this, there are some pathways where you can look at navigational patterns specifically, but the absolute most effective way can rewrite dozens and hundreds and thousands and millions and billions and trillions of navigational patterns simultaneously without looking directly at any of them. And it does so more effectively than I can ever put into words. The results are irrefutable. The results are undeniable. The results are transcendent. And so you can actually transform any region of navigational patterns or every region throughout trillions of networks simultaneously without directly looking at the information that exists within them. And so I invite you to explore my work deeper. There's so much magic. I have lots of free libraries, so you can really spend an immense amount of time just exploring free content and learning on your own if this interests you. But for a true deep dive into applying these ideas in the most incredibly life-shifting way, you can connect with me through my Sacred Soul sessions, a one-time connection call. There's 12 different offerings, or if you're like, I just want to talk about stuff and hang out and not necessarily focus on a specific offering, you can also do that. So there's a dozen different ways or reasons, intentions, purposes, focal points that you can connect through a one-time Sacred Soul session. Or better yet, there's multi-month personalized pathways, 3 distinct avenues to explore ongoing Sacred Soul sessions with me, personalized one-on-one sessions. And that's every week or every few weeks for several months. It's personalized to fulfill your intention. Or if you're more interested in a self-guided journey, I have over a dozen Loving Liberation Launchpads. These are content creations, playbooks, and videos that have practices and insight and information and diagrams, and there's a picture book even, and different practices and journeys. They're self-guided journeys. And you can explore how to answer those 2 questions on your own, in your own time, at your own way, in the safety and comfort of kind of your own space. And there's, playbooks and videos. So you just go through it at your own pace, and you can, dive in and devour all of it, or you can pace yourself. And most of them are designed to last anywhere from 6 months to 2 years for the shorter ones, and anywhere from 2 to 10 years for the longer ones. And they're amazing. And speaking from experience, I continue to use them on a daily basis, and they continue to evolve my life. And I've been using these since creating them several years ago. So they're really amazing. Very, very powerful journeys, very beautiful, fun journeys, very creatively expressed journeys. They're enjoyable to explore. Very informative and very life-shifting to apply. And you get to explore ways of understanding and uncovering and unveiling and diving deep into the organization of content and connectivity throughout trillions of body-mind networks that are navigating existence beyond awareness for the divinity of consciousness, as the essence of self exists and operates independently of brain-body structures, and the identity of self remains independent of the human experience. And how to rewrite it, how to resculpt it, how to transform and transmute and recreate these regions of the body-mind, these layers of attachment well-being, these layers of unconscious memories, these layers of navigational patterns existing in trillions of networks that affect life beyond awareness. And these pathways are enjoyable and effective and transformative, and all of them have been created through my journey. So all of them are original creations, things that I did not learn outside of me, things that were discovered through my own explorations, through over 20,000 hours in my Implicit Revelations case study. And they are mind-blowingly accurate and precise. And I say that from a very objective space, because many of them I don't have conscious memory of writing because of severe amnesia. That is part of what I healed myself from through these ideas. And returning to them, I'm like, wow, I have no memory of writing this, but this is brilliant and on point, and I apply this every day. Really incredible, really, really amazing. And if you're like, what is this lady talking about? She doesn't remember writing the stuff that she's selling. That's kind of awkward and weird. You can explore more about my personal journey that's led to the work that I do in my Becoming Known Through Implicit Revelations documentary series. I very openly and vulnerably share my journey, and even aspects of my journey that I don't have conscious memories of that were shared in video recordings during 5 years of severe amnesia. Every part of me was taking videos every day because she knew she couldn't remember what was happening. And so while healing from it, I got to go back and explore those videos and create this documentary series that gave me a chance to process what led me to the work that I do when I didn't know what originally led me there. And to share it and why I'm so passionate about this stuff. Because if you'll explore that, you'll see that there are some unique challenges, which is a big understatement. And my body-mind is completely rewritten. Completely rewritten. Trillions of networks completely resculpted without looking at the past memories that created them, without working directly with presently existing navigational patterns for the most part, just primarily working with social self-engagement practices and nourishing attachment systems. And it's just incredible and life-changing. And my body-mind has greater navigation regulation than ever before. Over 20 years of disrupted navigation and regulation completely resolved, quickly and easily, effortlessly and enjoyably, effectively and blissfully, profoundly. And so I'm very passionate about the work that I do for this reason. It's changed my life, and I know that it has the power to change yours too, to allow you to be more of who you are. The healing journey of loving liberation isn't about changing who you are. It's about becoming more of who you truly are and shedding the layers of things that have prevented you from feeling like yourself and being your truest self and experiencing the beauty of life from the space of your truest self. So please feel free to explore all my different offerings, and you can connect with me. You can complete the Connect with Kristin form on the homepage of my website, or email me directly to receive any of my offerings. I would be honored to share with you. And I also have a merchandise store with over 100 original designs that I love so much. They're really magical. They have really powerful mantras and things. And so, just a mug or a t-shirt or something could be enough to just shift your day in the right direction. So you can also explore that, video store, merchandise store, courses, playbooks, programs, practices, one-on-one sacred soul sessions for a one-time journey or a multi-month personalized pathway. There's body, mind, soul, self treasure mapping and inward journeys of imagination and personalized mirathons and consciousness consultations and so much more. Or you can even just connect to discuss the Implicit Revelations case study even without the intention of personally applying any of the practices to your own journey. So lots of opportunity, and I'd be honored to connect with you in that way. Otherwise, thank you for being here. Thanks for just exploring my YouTube. Feel free to do the whole thumbs up, like, subscribe, positive comment if you have one. The positive interaction with my work really means a lot because I love getting to express myself here on this platform, and so having support from you really means a lot in that. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being you. I hope you have a beautiful and blessed day, and let's go explore how to understand the content and connectivity of navigational patterns flowing throughout trillions of body-mind networks, and how to rewrite, resculpt, transform, and evolve all of that data even without directly working with it as it exists, and in that process lovingly liberate the essence of self, who is always independent of experience. The identity of self has nothing to do with experience. The essence of self has nothing to do with brain-body wiring. And as we connect deeper with the soul essence of who we are, we have a greater opportunity to be who we really are and experience the beauty of life as we're meant to. Have a beautiful and blessed day. Thanks again for being here. and be like, oh yeah, I'm going to totally just explore the exact content and connectivity in trillions of body-mind networks. Okay, that's our first question here. Our second question is, how do you rewrite them? How do you rewrite trillions of body-mind networks? How do you resculpt content and connectivity in trillions of body-mind networks? How do you go in there and do that? How do you sculpt a region of navigational patterns? Or how do you sculpt all navigational patterns in all trillions of body-mind networks that have information from all of your life experiences? Or anywhere in between? Those are the two questions. And those two questions are exactly what my work effectively and enjoyably achieves. Every single one of my offerings has a different piece, a different coming in to answer one or both of those questions from different angles and in distinct ways. The results are irrefutable. The results are undeniable. The results are transcendent. And so you can actually transform any region of navigational patterns or every region throughout trillions of networks simultaneously without directly looking at the information that exists within them. And you get to explore ways of understanding and uncovering and unveiling and diving deep into the organization of content and connectivity throughout trillions of body-mind networks that are navigating existence beyond awareness, for the divinity of consciousness as the essence of self exists and operates independently of brain-body structures, and the identity of self remains independent of the human experience. And how to rewrite it, how to resculpt it, how to transform and transmute and recreate these regions of the body-mind, these layers of attachment well-being, these layers of unconscious memories, these layers of navigational patterns existing in trillions of networks that affect life beyond awareness. Trillions of networks completely resculpted without looking at the past memories that created them, without working directly with presently existing navigational patterns for the most part, just primarily working with social self-engagement practices and nourishing attachment systems. And it's just incredible and life-changing. And my